Hey everybody, good evening, good evening, good evening, and I want you to get ready for one of the most powerful moments, I believe, of your life. It's about to go down here today. And so I hope you saw the post. You're coming in on 2 Periscope pages. You're coming in on 3 Facebook pages. And we're doing everything we know how to do to make sure that you have this opportunity. So we're super glad that you're doing this. We've got a special guest that we're going to be interviewing and talking to, and you do not want to miss it. So come on in. So as you're coming in, I need you to make a comment. Let me know you're here. When you come in, I want you to type in "I'm here." Type in "I'm here." I see Elder Lewis is in. I see you. Veronica is on. Patricia Young is in. Tawanda's in. Blessings to you all. Come on in. Yeah, let's hit it. Let's hit it. Let's do this. Now, as you're coming in, what I really want you to do, though, I want you to hit your share button or your like button, well, share button and like button, all right? And invite other people to come in, because this is one of those moments in time when you want to say and want to believe, wait a minute, I was glad to have been there. Hey, Kim, good to see you, my friend. Blessings to you. Come on in, folks. Just type in "I'm here" as you're coming in, and that'd be super fantastic. Truly, truly, truly. I mean, we are living in some extraordinary times, and that being said, we need extraordinary opportunities that come from meeting extraordinary people, and today is that day. Today is that day. Good to see you, Dr. Dakiti. Blessings to you, Christine. Now, you've not heard me say, I don't think you've ever heard me say in all the years you folks have known me, if you've known me, that is, to say that somebody is my hero in the business community and business world. This man is that guy. And so I want you to meet him. I want you to be about it. See you on Periscope. See you on Facebook. So come on in, everybody. It's going to be a powerful, powerful, powerful night. Now, as you're coming in, I want you to type in where you saw this announcement, if you saw this announcement about tonight. Was it my Facebook page? Was it a TKC page? Was it Periscope? Just type that in, just so we have a better understanding of how you found out about it tonight. Come on in. Now, this talk that we're talking about tonight is not just for a professional speaker. It's actually for anybody who feels they need to learn how to communicate and communicate well, and for those who are really interested in taking speaking and communicating to another level. This is going to be it. So Kim says, Facebook, thank you for letting me know that. Teddy, Facebook, hey man, what's going on? Good to see you all. I'm so excited. I feel like a kid. I feel like a kid right now. Like for real, for real. Elder Lewis, good to see you, man. My rug partner. We talk about worshiping the Lord on our faces, and he's my rug partner. Come on in. Your video from last night, excellent. Right. I went live last night, and even today, talking about miracles and how that happens. So don't you don't want to miss those moments there. So I see Facebook, I see Periscope. I know we're hitting YouTube right now as well. This is fantastic. We're going to get started here. Matter of fact, we're already started, to be quite honest, And so I'll tell you about my story with our special guest here in a second. So listen, if you haven't already, I want you to grab something to write with and to write on. If you got to use mascara tonight, you hear me? If you got to take the baby's Crayola crayon out of that big 128 pack, you do what you got to do so you can write some stuff down. My brother Jonathan Edward Whitfield Sr., good to see you tonight. All right, you don't want to miss, because there's going to be truth dropped all over the place tonight that will change your life. And I promise you, this man has so impacted me. It's been phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And so I want to share that with you tonight. Excellent. I see folks coming in. Beautiful. Now, if you're just coming in and you haven't said hello, I want you to say "I'm here." I want you to type in "I'm here." and hit your share button, please. Hit your share button. This will not hurt anybody tonight. It's going to help you. It's going to change your life, make you a better communicator, make you a better lover, make you a better friend, make you a better partner in business. All of the above is about to go down in this short period of time. Believe me when I tell you, it's going to be just that real, right? Just that real. John Francis, what's happening? All right. Sasha's in, and Sasha invited folks. I can see who invites people on Periscope, but I can't see that on Facebook. But come on in. Dr. Brenda Shumpert Gibson is on, who was my first babysitter. Did you know that? She was my first babysitter. She wasn't but 2 years older than me, but she was my babysitter. Back in the day, I'm talking about in the late 60s, you know what I mean? So good to see you on today, my friend. Blessings to everybody. All right, let's get after it. Let's get after it. I mean, I almost don't know what to say. I almost don't know what to say, because this is such a monumental moment and an opportunity for us to be virtually in the presence of greatness, and a man destined for greatness and accomplished so much in his young life. You know, Warren Buffett has officially gone on record as saying that the public speaking course he took was probably the greatest business class he ever experienced. Let me say it again. Warren Buffett said that a public speaking course was probably the greatest business investment or business class he ever took. And our guest is, without question, an expert in this area. He's a top-ranked peak performance expert and ranks in the top 12% of all paid public speakers in the world. Now, that's not hyperbole. That is fact. That is bona fide fact. And he, I'll tell you my story with him in a moment. But he's one of the best motivational speakers in the world. He is a certified public speaking professional, and as I mentioned, in the top 12% of paid speakers worldwide. He's the best-selling author of 7 books and over a dozen personal and professional development courses. Delatorro has spoken in 49 of the 50 states, only missing Alaska. I need to talk to him about Rhode Island. If he's been to Rhode Island, I don't know how I missed that. And he's delivered over 3,500 paid presentations worldwide. He's been featured nationally and worldwide television networks, including Fox, ABC, NBC, BET, TBN, Daystar, and Oxygen. And in 2016, Delatorro McNeal became the executive producer and star of The Keynote, a brand new inspirational business reality TV show. By the way, he's the only person on the planet that has a business reality TV show about public speaking. And he was not only endorsed by Toastmasters, but he was at their World Convention, the opening speaker. He's best known, however, for his life and destiny transforming live events and training experiences, including Crush the Stage, Speaking Business Mastery, and the Full Throttle Experience. Delatorro McNeal is truly one of those individuals that once you've met him, you can never forget him, and you want to get more from him. So I want you to help me welcome virtually Delatorro McNeal II. What's going on?
What's going on, Dr. Williams? I love you, sir. How are you today?
Love you too. I hope I did that introduction right.
Man,
I wanted to make you proud.
You going on the road with me, Doc. You going on the road with me. That was fantastic, sir. Thank you so much.
Man, thank you for being willing to come on and share with folks that we're connected to.
Yes, sir.
And you just want to introduce people to your friends.
Yes, sir.
And I want to call you friend, but also really a mentor.
Mm.
And I followed you from a distance. And as you know, we met probably 2016 at an all-night, overnight motivational presentation event.
Absolutely.
Where there were speakers every hour on the hour, every 15 minutes in different rooms. And I said to myself, Del, I said, when I heard you speak, and I was 4 feet away from you, when I heard you speak, I said to myself, can anybody be that good?
Wow.
I mean, it was bananas, brother.
There was a lot of speakers at that event, so that's a huge compliment, man.
Yeah, no, it was, and so it was one of the moments I never forgot. And so to have you here tonight is super fantastic. So I appreciate you coming on.
A tremendous honor, man. And all I can say is just having, really gotten a chance to get to know you over the last month. I know we met then, but it was so quick. And so to really get a chance to really dive into who you are, Dr. Williams, Bishop Williams, just everything that you stand for and how you pour into people and how you bless humanity with your gifts and talents, your anointing, your prophetic word, the spoken word, the taught word. Your instruction is clear, it's concise, it's clean, it's loaded with integrity and excellence. And I'm just honored that we get a chance to partner together and do remarkable things for the kingdom together and in the marketplace. So this is an exciting time, and I'm very grateful for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, sir. Well, let's get into it here. There are people who are watching, listening in all strata of industry and stages and phases of life, but this particular topic, of course, communication and speaking, really transcends everything. Yes. And so let me start by asking this question. Why do you feel that public speaking is so important, but at the same time, so feared by so many?
So profound question. So it's amazing to me because, again, I make a living for the last 20 years. I'm 43. So for the last 20 years, I've made a living doing one of the number one fears in the world. Public speaking is still one of the number one fears globally. People would rather go on a scary roller coaster. They'd rather go into a haunted house. They'd rather be bitten by a spider. They'd rather literally, go down in a helicopter that's going down. They would rather do all those things than actually stand up and give a presentation. And it boggles my mind. But here's one of the things that I firmly believe. I believe one of the reasons why people have a challenge with the fear of public speaking is that public speaking actually is a culmination of multiple other fears. So people have a fear of rejection. People have a fear of embarrassment. People have a fear of being judged. People have a fear of messing up. People have a fear of all eyes being on them. People have a fear of people evaluating, assessing, and analyzing what they say and do. People have a fear of how they look and how people are going to feel about how they look. So there's all kinds of insecurities. So when you think about the fear of public speaking, what I've learned over the years, Bishop, is that that's really 10, 15, 20 other fears all rolled up into one dynamic fear that we call the fear of public speaking. Wow. And I've taught public speaking at the university level. I teach at the Fortune 50, Fortune 100 corporations. And I've been fortunate enough to mentor 500 influencers, speakers, authors, coaches through our content and material, written a book about it as well. And so I'm well versed in this conversation of public speaking and presentation, but I think it's so necessary that we talk about it from a fear-based perspective, because watch this. If it's the number one fear, then if you can take out the number one fear, I'm about to bless your life right now. Watch this. If you can master fear number one, then fear number 3, 5, 7, 10, and 15 don't stand a chance.
Wow.
I'm gonna say that again. If as the head goes, so goes the body. So think about how that applies to fear. If you can take out the number one fear, come on, somebody, then your fear of being a better parent doesn't stand a chance. Your fear of taking more chances with your spouse doesn't stand a chance. Your fear of traveling overseas to broaden your perspective doesn't stand a chance. Your fear of starting that business or that side hustle doesn't stand a chance. There's a reason why when people go to Tony Robbins and things like that, he makes you walk on fire. Why? Because if he can get you to walk on fire, he can get you to expand your business, right? Right. It's like one thing cancels out the other. So one of the reasons why I love talking about the fear of public speaking and presentation is because if I can get you to take the head off of that thing, and if you think about it, right, we're all made in the image and likeness of God. When God wanted to create what he did, he spoke.
Yeah.
Let there be. He spoke
Wow.
it into existence. So
Wow.
if we're made in the image and likeness of God, pause right there. 2/3 of God's name is go. I'm gonna back it up. I'm gonna say it again.
Yeah. Come on, put that in reverse. Put that in reverse.
If we're made in, see, this is what blows my mind about people who are stagnant in the kingdom. It
Wow.
makes no sense to me how you can be stagnant in the kingdom when you're made in the image and likeness of a God where 2/3 of his name is go. 2/3 of his name is execute. 2/3 of his name is produce. 2/3 of his name is advance. 2/3 of his name is forward movement. 2/3 of who he is next level.
Wow.
So we can't call ourselves in the kingdom, but yet we're stagnant. We're paused. We're stalled out. We're waiting on God, right? Come on, we got to get rid of all that vernacular and all that church gymnastics that we use to glaze the fact that we're afraid. And let's go ahead and double click on fear. If you really understand the true purpose of the emotion of fear,
Wait. Stop. Man, listen, I'm about to click this whole thing off here, man. Listen, wait. See, I knew this was gonna happen. Y'all gonna have to forgive me because he just double clicked on fear. So okay, all right. Okay.
we got to back up. Yes, sir.
I'm just glad it's being recorded because there ain't no way, But isn't it true that what you're saying is that we got the car parked in the garage, talking about we riding? Yes. We're not riding anywhere. We sitting still.
We're sitting stuck. Yep, we're stuck, and most people are afraid. Right. And we're not advancing. So one of the reasons why I love talking about public speaking and presentation is because by mastering public speaking and presentation, it allows you to now have the ability to step into owning who you really are. One of the things I love that Les Brown said is he said, when you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. And every one of us have.
Wow.
Yeah. When you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. Every one of us have a story. Every one of us have a message. Every one of us have something inside of us that we need to leave here on this earth so we can leave this world better than the way that we found it.
Yeah. I mean, wow. Listen. If you all heard something already that just blessed your life, take a minute and just type that in. Just type that in so everybody else can know that. That's because check it out. This is what I just heard. From you.
Yeah, please.
That if I knock out fear in this area, everything else really does fall like a domino.
It's a domino effect, and it's a subconscious domino effect. Watch this. So here's what happens, right? So all of these you get. See, you're making me go where I'm just gonna go there. You got to understand something about fear. Fear has one job. I'm gonna change your whole life. Y'all need to share this broadcast. I'm gonna change your whole life. The rest of 2020 can be the best of 2020 if you understand this right here. Watch this. Fear has one job in your life. I have chill bumps all over my body because I know the freedom this is to get ready to produce in your life. Watch this. Fear has one job in your life, and fear's only job is to keep you safe.
Wow.
You missed it. I'm going to say it again. Wow. Fear has one job and one job only. Fear's job is to protect you.
Wow.
Fear is trying to keep you safe. So fear never wants you to do anything that you have not had prior success in. So fear is always going to limit you. Fear is always going to pull you back. Fear is always going to say, no, not this time. No, not right now. Oh, you can't make this happen. Oh, you can't do that. And watch this. Fear is as smart as you are. Fear is as anointed as you are. Fear is as spiritual as you are. Fear has read every book that you've read.
Wow.
Built in. So fear knows how to use what you know against you. So you must learn that, watch this. And anybody that tells you that fear just goes away, that's garbage. The emotion of fear is hardwired into your DNA. However, what we have not learned is that the majority of the fears that we wrestle with is what's called in psychology learned behavior. You were taught how to fear these things. So if you can learn fear, you can learn faith, right? Come on, everybody, because fear and faith can't live at the same address. But listen, if you were to walk into a dark room, would you take a shovel and try to scoop out the darkness in the room, or would you just go in the room and turn on the light?
Whoa.
That's the way faith works. When you go into a place that's fearful for you, don't try to scoop out the fear. Turn on the faith.
Wait. I'm doing my best right now to act like I got some home training. But those that are watching and joining us tonight, are you hearing this God moment? Like, I mean, are you hearing this God moment?
Come on.
Because what's happening here is a reformation to our thinking,
right?
That leads us to this quote unquote revival, right? But we're not talking about just jumping up and running around a pew, but actually engaging life and winning at it. Because you can't take a shovel and scoop out fear. You got to turn on the light switch.
Come on.
Of faith. Turn it up like a thermostat, Doc. Just crank that on it and set it where it needs to be.
That's right. That's exactly right. So one of the things that I firmly believe is public speaking and mastering our ability to speak and communicate and present gives us that chance to knock out that number one thing. See, Brian Tracy wrote a book years ago called Eat That Frog. And it's a book about productivity. One of the things that he says is do the hardest thing in your day first thing in the morning. The reason why he suggests that is if you can do the hardest thing in your day first thing in the morning, every other thing that's easier than that can be accomplished 10 times faster.
Yeah.
So what I would encourage you to do right now is think about, listen, it's not just about you standing up and giving a presentation, right? Even though the word clearly says that we're going to be delivered by two things, the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony, what it is that we say, what it is that we decree, what it is that we share, right? So your word, what comes out of your mouth counts, right? There is so much wealth in what you say. You will manifest. You will literally bring into existence what it is you decree and declare. We've all heard this, and it is actually backed up by science. If you put two plants in your home and you give them the same sunlight and you give them the same amount of water, and you speak negatively to one plant and you speak blessing to the other plant, the plant you speak negativity to will die. With water and sunlight, that plant will die because there is life and death in the power of your tongue. So when we begin to understand that you and I have the power to literally shift people's destinies with our ability to communicate, with our ability to speak, and specifically with how we can take what God's given us to be able to do and take it outside, like happened in the book of Acts, where the majority of the miracles took place outside of the four walls of the church. When we can begin to start to understand our God call with our speaking gift, our marketplace business call with our speaking gift, all of a sudden, we now get a chance to be bi-dialectical. Paul said, he or she that wins souls must be wise. And he said, I became all things to all men that I might save some, which means I got to be able to have more than one tool in my toolkit if I'm going to be able to be effective in this thing called ministry. And for the last 20 years, Bishop, that's what I've done. I was born and raised in the church, but I did not feel the call of God to pastor. But I took a spiritual gifts inventory test like 18, 19 years ago, and I scored highest in three areas: exhortation, administration, and leadership. And I was like, wow. And so I went to my pastor at the time and I said, tell me more about this exhortation thing. What's that? I hadn't heard it phrased like that before. He said, that's your ability to encourage. That means that you're someone who uplifts, you encourage, you inspire, you build up, you edify people. Yeah, like, that makes sense. That's what I do. That's what I and I'm like, that's just my personality. That's just who I am. And when I was able to connect that administration and leadership and exhortation were also qualities and skills that a top-ranked motivational speaker also possessed, then I was like, man, I actually can do this work at a college, at a university, at a company, at a business, at a chamber of commerce, right? With pro sports teams. And so that became my place to let my light so shine, right?
Yeah.
And because scripture doesn't say let your light so shine as long as you work on staff at a church.
Right, right. Right.
It says, let your light so shine before men that they will see what you're doing and give God all the credit. So I began to start to realize, Bishop, that there was a whole big world out there that needed what it is that we were carrying. And I wanted to be able to take that anointing, which is tangible, out into the business community.
Yeah, that's a real powerful piece. And I know for a fact that people that are watching this live and will be watching this as long as life lasts and the creek don't rise, people are going to be watching this. Have to have a paradigm shift in our thinking,
yeah,
in terms of what we are called to do.
Yes.
You see, the calling, the vocare, calls out to you, and when Jesus said, "Go into all the world," it really could be interpreted as you go preach. Versus just standing on street corners. Or hear what I'm saying?
Yes.
So as you're going out, you are to be communicating. And what I try to communicate to some who are studying with me about quote unquote preaching, the issue is communication. Yes. It's style is not even what we forget about style. If you hang around the church long enough, you can know how to preach something.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. We're talking about something much deeper and much profound that actually impacts every single solitary aspect of life. It is amazing. One miracle that I've seen in your life is the miracle that you are not on somebody's pastoral staff, that you haven't, got some folding chairs and dropped the light from the ceiling and called the church.
Yes, sir.
Because that gift, if you will, is usually relegated to four walls and a steeple.
Yes, sir.
Nothing wrong with that, but there is more to us than what happens for 2 hours on a Sunday.
Come on.
And so learning how to be a better communicator, to slay that dragon of fear, to walk in faith, it becomes profound.
Yes, sir.
I'm spending 3 days with you a couple of weeks ago. I promise you, I can't even talk to the checkout lady at the supermarket without dropping some neuro-linguistic programming into the mix.
Yes,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
like, for real.
Yeah.
For real, And three opportunities outside of the church came as a result of just setting myself in a position to say, wait a minute, I'm not going to live out my fear.
Right.
I've been preaching a long time. Every day I have to slay that fear. Come on. Learning these principles that you're talking about really flip the script. Flip the script for me.
That's powerful. And Bishop, that's one of the things that I'm really excited about, because again, for me, going in, I've gone on a very unique path,
Yeah. I want to talk about that.
Very, very unique path. And it's not a common path. And it's one that, I've felt alone in a lot of cases because, a lot of times you're told that if you have a marketplace gift, you're either, you're moonlighting, you're running from your calling, you're, I've heard all these things.
Your gift.
Yeah. I've heard all this stuff. And I'm like, wow, I'm like, I really believe that I'm in my lane and this is what he's called me to do. And I'm not running from anything. I'm running to my destiny. And I'm very, very clear about what he's called me to do. And I'm doing that with excellence to the best of my ability. So I think everyone has to be, you got to make your election sure. You got to make that calling sure. You got to believe it. You got to really own it. And you got to understand, listen, God's given us everything that we need according to life and godliness. He's already finished the work. Right. And so because he's already finished the work, okay, what's in me that still has to come out of me? And I believe that that's a significant question. I really believe that if I could just do a quick aside,
please.
I really believe that 2020 has been one of the greatest blessings, and challenges at the same time to humanity. And here's the reason why. You don't see what a tea bag is made of until you put it in hot water.
Yeah.
And this year, all of us have been put in hot water. And so the question is, what's oozing out of you when you're in this hot water?
Wow.
Because that tells you what you're really made of.
Wow.
Think about it. Just follow the metaphor. A tea bag literally serves no purpose until you put it in hot water. I mean, you're just staring at nothing. You're staring at ground up leaves in a little bag.
Dead leaves in a bag.
Dead leaves in a bag. It does nothing until you put it in a hot situation. And all of a sudden it transforms into this medicinal herbal blessing.
Therapeutic stuff.
Aromatic, all of that, right?
Wow.
It transforms. So what have you transformed into during COVID? Let me ask you that question.
Wow.
Or have you let these last couple of months go by? One of the things that I've been saying this entire year, ever since March, Bishop, I've been saying this. The best athletes are made in the off season.
Yeah.
We are in a mandatory off season right now. And because we're in a mandatory off season, I know restrictions are lifting all over the place in different ways. But at the end of the day, we're on the cusp of the last few months of this mandatory off season. And it's how we leverage this mandatory sabbatical. God made the whole world sit down for a minute. And it's what we did when we were sitting down that determines how we come back. It determines. No athlete gets better when they're playing because they're too busy competing. They're too busy watching tape of the next team. I have several friends who are pro athletes. I speak for pro athlete teams. You don't get better during season. You get better in the off season. Your jump shot improves in the off season. You gain 20 pounds of muscle in the off season. Your sprint time comes down by 6 seconds in the off season. So it's in this off season that you should be getting better. You should be skilling up and leveling up. And that's why I'm so committed. Ever since March, I've been really committed to up leveling entrepreneurs, people in the fivefold ministry, people who have gifts and talents in the area of speaking and presentation, and pouring what God's given me into them during webinars and conference calls and coaching and all kinds of stuff. And if you're watching this and if what we're saying already is blessing your life, I want you to take one action step, because one thing that Bishop will tell you is that I believe in not only you hearing good stuff and taking good notes, right? But I believe in you taking action on what it is that you really want to do. So here's one of the first action steps I'm going to ask you to take. We have put together a 2-hour masterclass to help you to understand how to begin to start making a marketplace impact with your gifts and talents. It's absolutely free, and it's happening next Thursday, November the 5th. From 7 to 9 p.m. And we want you to register. We're going to put the link right here in the chat. But the website is speakerprofitsworkshop.com. I want you to go to speakerprofitsworkshop.com and register right now for this free 2-hour masterclass where we're going to go into much more detail about exactly how you can make it's 2 hours. And it's absolutely free. And I'm going to be mentoring you, teaching you things that took me 20 years to learn and master. You're going to learn it in 2 hours as I download to you what I've been doing in the marketplace with my God assignment in the marketplace, because I firmly believe that there is something more purposeful, more powerful, and more profitable that God wants you to be doing with your gifts and talents and abilities and skills. And I really want to show you tactically, strategically, how you can begin to start to leverage your gifts and talents. You better be thinking about multiple income streams right now. You better be thinking about how to leverage your gifts and talents in different ways. You better be bivocational right now, trivocational right now. You need to be thinking, right. You got to be thinking of, listen, scripture says this, cast your bread upon many waters.
Many waters.
You don't know which one's going to prosper, this or that.
So
it's so vitally important that you understand, even in Genesis, right? There was 4 rivers flowing through. You got to have 4 rivers flowing through that Garden of Eden. You got to understand that your ideal professional place has at least 4 streams flowing through it.
Where you are right now has
Right. So it's time to go to the next level, y'all. It's time to level up. I understand that the pandemic happened. I understand that we're in the middle of a triple pandemic, actually a quadruple pandemic, because you've got a healthcare crisis, you got a financial crisis, you got a race relations crisis, and now this is probably one of the most divisive elections we've ever experienced.
Yeah.
So now we're in the middle of a political pandemic.
Yeah.
I mean, people are going crazy about this election. What's my point? There's four crazy things going on. In the midst of all that stuff that you can't control, what are the four things that you can control?
Wow.
And are you controlling what you can control?
Yeah. Are you developing in those areas intentionally?
Yes.
It's absolutely critical.
Woo.
Mr. Delatorro, earlier today I talked about making miracles happen.
Yeah.
And I gave the single thing to make it happen. Many people talk about how it's really kind of initiated by God and God determines miracle. But when I read scripture, it involves somebody doing something. There had to be, because the miracle is in the movement.
Nice.
Now, folks, what we're bringing right now in these few moments and the free workshop,
yes,
is an opportunity to make movement.
Yes.
Stop making excuses.
Woo.
Make movement.
Yes.
Because when COVID hit, all our excuses went out the window. Stuff got shut down.
Yes, sir.
People got shut down.
That's right.
People had to figure out how to make it on $600 a week.
That's right.
And we're still here, thank God.
Come on.
But right now, this is an opportunity. Because again, I want to go back to this. The miracle is in the movement.
That's right.
If you do not make movement, you will not experience even the supernatural intervention into your situation.
That's right. That's right.
It's a super on top of a natural.
Yes.
And so we're pushing this and hitting this because it's absolutely critical that we get the skills in order to do it. See, if we learn more, we can earn more, right? Better if we know more and we know better, right? And so my favorite phrase is, and some of that are watching know it already, is I'm not going to be ignorant all my life. I just refuse. I may not be the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I'm going to figure out how to get this thing done,
That's
even
right.
with a butter knife, right?
That's right. Come on.
So we have this opportunity, with you. Now I want to ask you a question.
Yeah, please.
I want to ask you a question now. Now, just drop three things. We can use faith as one, faith over fear, but three things that are really necessary if a person's going to go to the next level when it comes to developing themselves. Because what you do, you're teaching in the area of speaking, but that's just kind of one of the branches off of the tree, right?
Yes, sir.
You speak to 4,000 and 500 companies.
Yes, sir.
You're not just talking about fear and faith, right?
That's right.
So what would be some cardinal things that you feel that our audience tonight needs to walk away with?
Well, a couple things. So I will share with you three things that I think are going to be paramount for you as a high achiever if you want to experience what we call peak performance, right? So I'm going to share those three principles, and then I'll share three principles for how to help you become a better communicator overall.
Peak performance and then better communicator. Okay.
Yeah. So let's talk about peak performance for a second, because Bishop is asking me to kind of give you some personal development content, if you will, right? Now, I believe this. I believe that if you want to take anything that you're doing to the next level, whether it's your parenting, whether it's your finances, whether it's your physical body, whether it's your spirituality, whether it's your nutrition, whether it's your real estate portfolio, your business, your ministry, no matter what it is, right? We all have something. In fact, if there's something that you want to take to the next level right now, just go ahead and type it in the chat. Say, listen, say, I'm going to the next level. Just go ahead and type that in the chat. I'm going to the next level. There's something in you that needs to go to another level. Go ahead and type it in the chat. I'm going to another level. In other words, you're not staying where you are. I just want to see how many people are actually out there and you really want to go to the next level. So if you really want to go to the next level, the first thing that you need is you've got to get clarity about what you want. So if you want to experience peak performance, you've got to first start off with clarity. Okay. Now write this down for me and put this in the chat. Clarity is power. One of the number one reasons why most people are not successful at achieving their goals and dreams and going to the next level is because they're not clear about what they want. Most people are clear about what they don't want, Wesley. Most people, Solange, are clear about what they don't want, who they don't want, where they don't want to be, what money they don't want to make, but they haven't gotten clear about how much money they do want to make. They know who they don't want to be around. They haven't gotten clear about who they do need to be around. They know they don't like this job, but they haven't gotten clear about the title, the company, and the salary that they do want. So because most of us have not taken the time to get clear, you're going to always get foggy results. It's like a Google search. Your life is just like a Google search. If you go to the internet and you type in food and you hit enter, you're going to get a zillion hits back. Why? Because your search was general. Your results are general.
Wow. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my.
You just missed it. Come on. I'm going to say that again. The results in your life are just like a Google search, right? At the end of the day, if you type in something general and vague, you have no choice but to get general and vague results back. But the moment I type in, instead of typing in food, if I type in filet mignon, Ruth Chris Steakhouse, Tampa, Florida, boom, it pulls up one URL, one restaurant, right? Gives me the exact address. Boom, I can be there in 30 minutes. Why? Because my search was specific. My results were specific. My friend, you've got to get clear. Come on, I see you, Tawanda. You've got to get clear. Clarity, Teddy, is power. Brenda, clarity is power. You want to take it to the next level? You've got to get clear. Who are the people you need in your life? What type of mentorship do you need to go to the next level? What type of supplements do you need to get your body to perform at the level that you need every day, to have the vitality that you need, to be the significant other, boo, or it's complicated that you are, to be the parent that you are, to be the leader, to be the kingdom ambassador that you are, to be the neighbor that you are? What do you need? If you're always complaining about inflammation, why are you not taking turmeric every single day? You're complaining about your mood or your attitude. Why are you not taking ashwagandha every single day? If you're complaining constantly about your digestive system, why are you not taking a good pre and probiotic every single day? Input determines output, my friend. If you're not pleased with your output, you've got to change the input. It's that simple. So you've got to get clear. That's step number one. If you really want to perform at another level, you've got to get clarity. You got to get clear about exactly what you want. Once you get clarity, the next thing that you need, write this down, a sexy strategy. You need a sexy strategy. And I use that word very clearly. You need a sexy strategy, a compelling, engaging, enthralling, exciting strategy. Here's the problem. How-tos are not enough. Write that down for me in the chat. Everybody, if you can, write down. How-tos are not enough. There are books all on Amazon and in every bookstore about how to be skinny, rich, and happy. So if how-tos were enough, if strategy alone was enough, everybody would be skinny, rich, and happy. How come everybody's not skinny, rich, and happy? Because how-tos alone are not enough. You need a sexy strategy. You need a compelling strategy. You need something that makes you want to do it, right? At the end of the day, listen, it doesn't matter what it is I teach you to do. If it's not exciting and enthralling and engaging to you, you will not consistently do it. That's why we want you on this workshop for 2 hours, because I need 2 hours to download some really cool, amazing strategies that we've been using to help people all over the world to live their dreams, doing something that most people considers the greatest fear they've ever had.
Wow.
And I pinch myself because I'm like, man, I make a living doing something that in all honesty, technically, I would kind of do for free because I want to help people. I love inspiring people. I love changing people's lives. I would tell my story for free, but because I'm a professional, people pay me for it. Come on, somebody. Can I get a shout? At the end of the day, right. So, but you're worthy of your hire. Be clear. I'm a businessman, right? So let's be clear about that. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say to you is There is so much in you, but you need a compelling strategy for how you're going to get from point A to point B, how you're going to grow. How do you want to pay off the debt that you got? How are you going to save for your kids' tuition? How are you going to lose the 25 pounds? How are you going to get back to a healthy nutrition? How are you going to rebuild that relationship with someone from your past? How are you going to attract that ideal soulmate? Whatever it is, you need a compelling strategy. Type that in and say, I need a better strategy. Because here, watch this. Part of your biggest problem is not that you don't want to change. It's not that you don't want to grow. It's not that you don't want to go to another level. It's just that you're using an old whack strategy that doesn't work anymore.
No whack strategy.
Right? You're trying to use a Walkman strategy in a Spotify world.
Watch out now. Watch out.
You missed it. Come on, somebody. You're using Walkman strategies in a Spotify Pandora world.
8-track strategy.
Come on, somebody. Go back to 8-track. There you go, right? You're using old, outdated strategies that don't work anymore. Watch this. And here's another one. Here's another free one. This is going to bless every one of you all, especially those of y'all who spend gobs of time on social media. I need you to understand something. Likes and comments do not equal sales.
Talk to us.
Likes and comments do not equal sales. You need to be strategic about how you're getting your following off of social media and into your world so that way they can turn into customers and clients. That's what's going to pay your electric bill, not likes and comments and all that stuff. That's cute. But guess what? When was the last time you was able to go to the grocery store and purchase groceries for your family with likes and comments?
Showing some of my likes and comments.
Come on, somebody, right? Are y'all with me? You need a better strategy. So the first thing you need is clarity. The second thing you got to have is you got to have a better strategy. That's why we want everyone on the workshop. I'm going to put it up there again. Make sure that you are registered. Do me a favor right now, while you're on this broadcast, just pull up another browser right next to this while you're still listening to us. You ain't got to stop listening to us, but pull up another browser right next to it right now in the moment, and go ahead and register right now for this incredible 2-hour masterclass. Because this little hour that we got is, Bishop will tell you, I haven't even gotten in first gear yet. I'm just warming up. This is just practice.
You in the green room, Doc.
You in the green room. I haven't even gone in yet. I need more time with you. That's why I need you to go to speakerprofitsworkshop.com and we can spend 2 hours together where I can download to you and I'm going to visually. One of the things that Bishop loves about me is I don't just tell you stuff. I show it to you. I'm going to show you your dream. Yeah. I have visuals. I have photos to show you living proof of what this little dude from Tampa, Florida. My mom was a Sunday school teacher. She was an English teacher. If you were going to be Olivia's kid, you had to be able to talk. My mom, from the time I was 2 years old, put me in all the long parts in the church play. I had to play Jesus, Moses, Abraham, all that stuff.
All at the same time, too.
All at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So my dad was one of the chairmen of the deacon board. My dad has been in a wheelchair longer than I've been alive. My dad was fighting for you and I in the Vietnam War. I'm not some remarkable person. I wasn't born on third base. I became one of the best in my industry and one of the best in the world, and I'm 43. Not because I had every advantage, but because I had work ethic. Write that down. You don't hear that word anymore. I had one of my strategies. Let me give you one of my strategies. Work ethic. I have a strong work ethic. I believe that if you really want something, you're willing to put the work in to make it happen. So one of your strategies, my friend, needs to be to have a rock solid work ethic. I love something that Kevin Hart says. Everybody thinks he's really funny, but that dude has a work ethic that he outworks all his other comedian friends. He says everybody wants to be famous, but nobody wants to put the work in.
Yeah. Wow.
Tyler Perry is where he's at because he did 360 plays, 360 shows of one play over and over and over and over again. Work ethic, that's got to be one of your strategies. If you want to take it to the next level, you've got to shift your strategy of how you go after your dream.
Powerful.
Clarity, strategy. Third thing, you need action. You need consistent action on your dream. If you want to take it to the next level, if you have aspirations in 2021, in fact, if 2021 is going to be better than 2020, I want you to type that in the chat right now. 2021 will be better than 2020. I want you to decree it. I want you to say it. I think it's so important. Take that action step. Type it in. 2021 will be better. Now watch this. Once you've typed it in, I need you to listen to what I'm saying. If you want 2021 to be your best year yet, it's going to be your comeback year. It's going to be your breakout year to get back everything the enemy took from you in 2020. If that's going to be the case, what strategic action are you already taking to make sure that that happens?
Yeah, man.
I love something that the great change agent, Bishop, his name is Peter Drucker. He said this many moons ago. He said the best way to predict your future is to create it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
He said the best way to predict your future is you've got to create it. And I can tell what you're creating by the action that you're taking consistently on what you like. I love something that Dr. Mike Murdoch said. He said, pursuit is proof of passion.
Yeah.
I can tell what you're passionate about by what you're going after.
Yeah.
Show me the action you're taking, and I can tell you your future. I literally can. I can predict your future with mathematical exactitude based upon the action I see you taking towards your goals and dreams. And one of the biggest issues, Bishop, that I see is that people just aren't taking enough action. They're sitting back watching other people take action, but they're not actually taking action on their goals and dreams themselves. And that's why we want you to join us for the free masterclass, because I'm going to show you the action steps that we took that got us in these doors that allow us to make a marketplace impact with our God assignment. And people come up to us for special prayer, and I'm at a convention center. Do you know Zig Ziglar used to stand on his product tables and do a call for salvation as he's selling about $150,000 worth of books, tapes, CDs, and DVDs?
I did not know that about
Zig Ziglar would do altar calls for salvation, standing on top of his product table at a convention that's got 30,000 people in the room to hear him talk about sales success. Don't tell me we can't make a marketplace difference with our gifts and talents and abilities outside the four walls of the church.
Takes more than quoting the scripture.
Yes, we got to do it. We got to do it. And we got to be willing to take action, and taking action in the moment. So if you've already registered, go ahead and type it in. Say, I'm registered. Type it in. Say, I'm registered for Speaker Profits. I want you to type that in. I'm registered for Speaker Profits. If you've already gone to the page and went ahead and registered, because you can do that while you're listening to us right now, because I need more time with you. An hour is not enough for me to distill everything that God has given me to share with you about how to take yourself to a completely different place. I don't want you to recognize yourself by this time next year. Okay? So you got to be able to take consistent action. Type it in and say, I'm registered, right? Look, Bishop's registered. Teddy's registered. I love it. Come on, somebody. That's right. Tawana, I'm glad you're good. I need you to get registered so I can show you how to make a kingdom impact with your God assignment, with excellence, with integrity. 3 words you never hear on social media: ethics, excellence, integrity. You don't hear those words no more.
No, you don't.
But we've built a marketplace brand on those 3 words. And we touch people all over the world.
Yeah, literally all over the world. Every industry.
And my friend, I'm here to tell you that jump on in. The water's fine. It's time for you to go to another level. You cannot stay where you are. I love watching TV, but I get tired of watching other people live their dreams. It's time for you to live your dream.
Watching somebody else's reality.
Come on, somebody. I didn't want to just sit back and watch other people's reality shows. I wanted to create my own. How many Black people you know produce their own reality television show? Come on, somebody. You know how long it took me? 839 days. 839 days. That's how long it took me to go from idea to seeing my show on Apple TV, Amazon Prime, etc., etc. But guess what? Watch this. I was willing to sit on that egg until it hatched.
Yeah, man.
I'll tell you something. If you want to be successful at anything, you got to be willing to be like a stamp and stick to one thing until it delivers.
Yeah, man.
You got to be willing to stick with something. I've stuck with speaking no matter what. Good times, bad times, good moments, bad moments. When I lost my mother 7 years ago, my mom was my best friend, my mentor. She passed away 7 years ago. Every day I miss my mom. Every presentation I talk about my mom. Every interview I honor my mom. I was doing that before she passed.
Yeah.
But speaking, I've stuck with this thing that God has given me to be able to influence people through the power of presentation and speaking. And if Warren Buffett can tell us that the most important business skill he ever developed was his ability to speak in public, not stock trade, but it's his ability to speak and communicate, not futurecast. We need to be paying attention. This dude keeps topping himself on the wealthiest person in the world's list.
He
And
makes
he
$30
attributes
million
his wealth,
a day.
thank you. He attributes his wealth to his ability to speak in public. Y'all, we need to pay attention to what folks already know works. Which leads to my last point. We've talked about clarity. We've talked about strategy. You got to take consistent action. And then you must strive for sustainable, repeatable results. Write that down, please.
Sustainable,
repeatable results. Most people want the quick result so they can say they achieved it. But there's a big difference between being able to maintain what you attain.
Wow.
I'll say it again. Most of us try to get the goal. The problem is if you strive so hard to get the goal, but you don't watch this. I'm gonna say this. I can shut the whole thing down. If you strive to get the goal and you don't pursue the growth on the way to the goal, you will not be able to maintain what you attained.
Checkmate. Good night, everybody. Good night.
Come on. Is this making sense? I just want to make sure that this is really resonating with it. I'm gonna say it again. If you pursue the goal, but you abort the growth on the way to the goal, you will get it, but you won't be able to hold on to. You won't be able to maintain what you attain.
No, won't be able to hold it.
90% of the people who win the lottery are in a financially worse position 2 to 4 years after achieving the goal than they were had they not won the lottery. Because they didn't have growth. There was no time between them earning, because they won the money. From the time that they were playing the game and won the game, there was no chance for growth.
Yeah.
They got the goal with no growth.
No growth.
So because there was no growth, all of a sudden you squander what you're not used to.
Yeah. You go back to, you retard to
what's comfortable. You go back to what's familiar. Why? Because fear won't remember, fear's job is to keep you safe. Oh, you can't do nothing with $1 million. Let's get you back to 40,000 a year, baby. That's what we're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Grow the millions. It happens all the time. Because at the end of the day, write this down, everybody. Money is a magnifier. It only makes you more of what you already are. If you're a giver with $5, you'll be a philanthropist with 5 million.
Wow.
But watch this, right? Watch this. If you're a mean person with $10, you're gonna be the devil with 10 million. Money is a magnifier. It only magnifies the personality that's already there. So we must pursue growth, not just goals. Because I want you to be able to maintain what you attain. That's why you need sustainable, repeatable results. And just real quick, the reason why I've been able to stay in this industry, I'm so grateful. I've been in this industry 17 years full time, 20 years total, 17 years full time. It's because I focus on sustainable, repeatable results. And my world got rocked by COVID too. And I had to pivot. And we had to pivot to virtual everything, virtual keynotes, virtual training, virtual coaching, virtual consulting. But we made the pivot. We didn't panic. We made the pivot. And now we're helping people all over the world. And I want to help you to take what you're doing to a completely different level, my friend, because you don't know what you don't know. Yeah. But in order to do that, you need clarity, you need strategy, you need action, and you need repeatable, sustainable results. Bishop, what do you think about that, man? Is this resonating?
Yeah, no, deeply. I mean, you got to grow up. You got to show up to grow up. You know, you got to show up to grow up. And what you're talking about in these 4 peak performance principles, I think the folks that are watching and listening would agree with this, that we got work to do in all 4 of those areas. We got work to do in all 4 of those areas. We don't want to be a one-hit wonder.
That's right.
We don't want to be some of these miserable, could have been, should have been.
That's right.
We don't want to be people, with our Pentecostal selves, stacks of prophecies of what God's going to do. And then we don't put in the work. We don't show up. We don't do the things that we need to do to grow.
That's right.
And it was more than registering and resonating. I actually feel very responsible in a positive way for those that are watching and listening right now. This is one of those moments, folks. Hear me. If you know me at all, please hear what I'm saying. This is one of those moments and opportunities that does not come around that often.
That's right. Woo.
It just doesn't.
Say that.
It just doesn't. So I believe that this is an answer to prayer. That's a heavy statement. It's an answer to prayer to help us develop and grow so we can actually be effective in the kingdom.
That's right.
As opposed to being professional sermon hearers, but actually be productive, effective in our chosen callings, fields, professions, activities outside of the Lord's church, and God knows inside the Lord's church.
Absolutely.
If you are one who handles the word of God in front of people,
yeah,
I can't trust your judgment if you're not in this workshop. I can't trust your judgment anymore. You know why? Yeah. Because this is how we learn to be better and more effective communicators.
Yes.
And change the lives of people that are in front of us.
Wow.
So it's powerful. It's profound. I'm seeing people who've been popping in, checking on what's going on from all kinds of industries, from government to folks who are my teachers who are principals and assistant principals. They're pastoring 800 kids, 100 adults, 3 budgets in the middle of craziness. You got to know what you're talking about and how to talk. Am I not right about it?
That's absolutely, Bishop. And that reminds me of something. Do you mind? Can I give them 3 things that they can do so if they have to give a presentation tomorrow, they'll be able to do it with excellence? Can I give them 3 things?
Y'all better sit up for this.
All right. So watch this. There's 3 powerful things that I want you to do that will make an epic difference in your very next presentation. And I just want you to understand something. So you gotta be registered for Speaker Profits, right? And some of the things that I've been teaching you tonight are in my 7th book. This is book number 7. It's called Platinum Presentations, 52 Tips to Speak with Confidence, Win Your Audience, and Grow Your Bank Account. This book is on Amazon. It's called Gangbusters on Amazon. It's also on Audible. So if you like audio content, you can get it on Audible as well. But let me give you 3 powerful tips on how you can make the presentation you got to give tomorrow 10 times more effective. Number one tip is realize that in any presentation, it's never about you as the speaker.
Never about you.
The presentation is never about you. Write that down. One of the biggest mistakes that we make, everybody, I want you to take notes in the chat, please. It's not about me. Write that down in the chat. It's not about me. One of the biggest mistakes that we make as speakers is that we assume because we're the one dressed up in the St. John dress or in the Italian suit, and we're the ones carrying the microphone, and we're the ones that our bio just got read or our intro just got read. We think that because we're the one that got introduced, that the presentation is about us. And the presentation actually is not about you at all. Because the truth is, the fruit that falls off of a tree was never meant to benefit the tree. I'll wait.
Stop. Knock over water here, man. All my electronics.
Did you even catch that? I'm going to say that again. The fruit that falls off of a tree was never meant to benefit the tree. When was the last time you saw an apple tree eat its own apples? When was the last time you saw an orange tree reach down, grab its own orange, and bite it? The fruit that falls off the tree was never meant to benefit the tree. So your gift and talent is not about you. It's about the people that you're supposed to nourish with that gift and talent.
Somebody else. Lord have mercy.
It's about blessing somebody else. You're the aspirin to someone's headache. Get past yourself so you can get into solution mode for humanity. So the first thing that you got to do if you want to make your next presentation better is you got to realize that it's not about you. It's not about how great you look. I want you to look nice. I want you to smell nice. I want you to be excellent in your presentation of yourself. Yes. But it's not about you. It's not about what you want to say. It's what the audience needs to hear. So you need to ask yourself this question. What do they need to hear from me that's going to leave them better than the way I met them, whether it's virtual or live, whether it's 1-to-1, whether it's 1 to 10 in a boardroom, whether it's 1 to 10,000 in a convention, or 1 to 10 million through the power of television. I've had a chance to go to all those audience sizes. The principle is still the same. It's not about you. So every time I show up, even on a Facebook Live on a Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, I say, Lord, get rid of me and allow me to be a vessel. Notice I don't have a whole bunch of notes around here. Why? I'm going straight off of what I call divine download. I'm in flow. We had all kind of stuff that we prepared. We had all kind of questions prepared. We probably got to maybe less than 5% of the stuff that we sent, because it's not about, watch this, it's not about your PowerPoint. Your audience wants your presence. Write that down. Come on, somebody.
You gotta stop, Bill. You can't you can't do this to us, man. Wow.
This is why y'all got to be registered for Speaker Profits, man. I'm telling you, it's a powerful workshop. If you enjoyed this hour, we got 2 hours, and I'm going in on you, and I'm gonna hurt your feelings, and I'm gonna help you so profoundly with understanding your marketplace mandate.
Whew.
There's a mandate. Go ye therefore. It's not the great suggestion. Anyway. So number one is you've got to realize it's not about you. If you want your next presentation to get better, the second thing that you've got to do is I need you to give people clear action steps fast. 3 keys, 2 tips, 2 steps, two tools. 4 myth busters, right? People love action steps. People love to take action on the content that you give them. So you must give them actionable content fast. Social media, TEDx has permanently shifted people's attention span. People no longer feel like listening to you for hours and hours on end without value. So you want to give people value, tangible, actionable value faster. If you want your presentation that you give tomorrow to go over better, give people tangible, actionable value faster in your presentation, and you will engage your audience more. They will take better notes. They will retain what you taught them because you got them in action mode. You got them out of passive learning and they're into active learning. My master's degree in the wall from instructional design, curriculum design, about how content resonates and lands with the learner. It's not about you, number one. Number 2, you've got to make sure that your content is action and results based. And you got to give people actionable content fast in your presentation. The third way to make your presentation better, the one that you got to give tomorrow, is make sure that you remember this. Your content can only, listen, your audience can only take action on content they remember. So stop speaking for reaction and start speaking for retention. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say that again. Your audience can only take action on a presentation they actually remember. So you must stop speaking for reaction, the applause, the amen, the shout, the whatever. And you must begin to speak for retention.
Oh my.
In order to speak, this is why you got to be at Speaker Profits Workshop. In order to speak for retention, you must make sure that you use what we call the 3T method. The 3T method is a simple process of tell your audience what you're going to tell them. Actually tell them, and then remind them of what you told them. I'll say that again. The 3T method is tell your audience what you're going to tell them. So for example, I'm actually using the 3T method right now. I've been using it on you this entire time. I said, Bishop, can I teach them 3 ways that they can make their next presentation better? He said, yes. I said, great. I immediately started. So I told you what I was going to tell you. Right. Then I went into executing and actually telling you what the 3 things were. Now that I've told you all 3 of them, I'll say, so if you think about it, there's 3 ways that you can make your presentation that you got to give Thursday better as a result of you watching this Facebook Live. Number 1, realize it's not about you. Get in the mind of your audience, not in your own mind, and give them what they need, not what you want to say. Number 2, make sure that you give them actionable, tangible takeaways fast in your presentation. And then number 3, make sure that you use the 3T method in your presentation. So you tell them what you're going to tell them in the intro, actually tell them in the body, and then remind them of what you told them in the conclusion, and give them a clear CTA. I'm going to teach you what CTAs are when you come to Speaker Profits. But at the end of the day, my friend, that's a quick clinic in how to use the 3T method. And here's what's funny. You see this on every YouTube video. You go to YouTube and you type in makeup tutorial. Hi, I'm Beth, and I'm going to show you 5 ways to take off makeup without using harsh chemicals. She just told you what she was going to tell you. Then she tells you 5 ways to take off makeup. She actually goes through and speeds up the video, whatever. Hey, I just told you 5 ways to take off makeup without using harsh chemicals. If you like it, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. Leave me a comment, blah, 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 right? You see this in every YouTube video. You see it in every podcast. They tell you what the podcast is about. They actually experience the podcast. They remind you of what you just heard on the podcast and to stay tuned for the next one. It's the 3T method. It works every time. It'll make your next presentation not just something that people can react to, but something that people can remember. Because if you cannot be remembered, you cannot be rebooked. And if you cannot be rebooked, you do not have revenue. You don't have repeatable, sustainable revenue in your business, regardless of what business it is. If I can't remember the name of my masseuse, I can't call her back.
Dude, I'm gonna take a page out of the debates and hit the mute button in a minute. I can't take it.
I'm done, wow. Man. I'm done. I just wanted to add value to your time, man.
Wow. I think the best way we can honor you and your time is to sign up for this workshop.
Absolutely.
I know one individual who cannot make it because of their duties. But other than that, folks, you need to shift what you got to shift in order to be present in this workshop. I think that's how we can honor the fact that you gave us this time and this information, which is profound. Everything you mentioned is actionable. Actually, everything you've mentioned, we could take this. We would know what we're doing, but we could take this and begin to apply that and get some level of result.
That's right. That's right. Yes, sir.
Our IQ just went up.
Yes, sir.
Having been with you, in terms of presentations and communication, so this is profound. This is really. I mean, when you agreed to do this, I knew we were going to get, to use our vernacular, I knew we was going to get blessed, but transformed is different than feeling some goosebumps.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Transformative.
Yes, sir.
Transformative. Now, do you know that the root word for repentance is metanoia, which means to shift the mind.
I did not know that. Wow.
So when we speak of repent, for the kingdom is at hand, it actually means to shift the way you think. So if you change your thought process, your behavior will follow.
Yes, sir.
But our problem has been we've been in Pavlovianism and behavior modification without true transformation, which comes from learning to think differently. So what you've done in 65 minutes, it saved us 20 years of life and struggle.
Yes.
By this shift.
Yes.
Y'all, if y'all are feeling it, somebody type in amen, because listen, man, listen. We need to go. We need to go. But listen, register for Speaker Profits Workshop at speakerprofitsworkshop.com. Do it today. Do it now.
Absolutely free. It's a free 2-hour masterclass. It takes one thing, your time.
Yeah.
All you got to do, listen, all you got to do is show up hungry, ready to learn, and ready to take what you're doing to the next level. And if you show up with those resources, I guarantee you're gonna be riveted by when you learn what's possible and what can happen. I'm gonna end with this. If I was to ask you what's the best steak you've ever had, and if the only place you had ever been to was the Sizzler, you would say, "Oh my God, that steak at the Sizzler is amazing. It's phenomenal," right? Until I took you to Applebee's. And then I give you the bourbon steak at Applebee's. You say, "Oh my God, this steak at Applebee's is bananas. It's amazing. It's phenomenal." Until I take you to P.F. Chang's. And then you get the wasabi steak from P.F. Chang's. And you're like, man, this is the best steak I've ever had, until I take you to Ruth Chris. And on 500-600 degree plates, they bring your steak to the table sizzling. What's my point? Most of us don't know what to want because we haven't been exposed to what to want. So you don't even know what's possible until you've been exposed to more. Jump on this workshop so I can show you what's possible in the marketplace, using your God assignment to speak and to share and to present, and with excellence, ethics, and integrity, without skirting your God call. You can make a marketplace impact, a kingdom impact in the business community, in academia, in government, in the military, in corporations, in the entertainment space, all using your God call. I just want to show you how to do that. And I'm excited about the journey we're going to go on together. So do me a favor. If you've registered, tell 5 other people to join you on this free workshop. Listen, you're about to get fed. You got fed tonight. You're about to get fed next Thursday. Bring other people to the buffet. Tell everybody that you know has an entrepreneurial mind, that you know has an open. And this ain't no MLM. You ain't coming to no MLM thing. This is pure you. This is about how you use your gift and your talent. So don't think this is some MLM workshop. This is not multi-level marketing. This is not network marketing. This is none of that. I'm gonna show you your God assignment. How you can use your ability to speak to change the world through the power of presentation in the business marketplace.
It's powerful. Listen, it's Speaker Profits Workshop. Somebody on my other Periscope page is asking for that. And one other thing, Mr. Delatorro, how can we get more information about what you're doing? What's the website you'd send us to?
Fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. So everything about us on social media, online, is at our handle, which is at Delatorro. So whether it's Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook or any of that, or YouTube, whatever, it's all just Delatorro. My primary website is delatorro.com. Delatorro.com. That's our primary website. You can go straight to our primary website, and there's all kinds of great resources and information there. If you want to book us to come in and speak and do some training and development for your organizations, et cetera, you can just visit delatorro.com. All the information that is there if you want to book us to come in and do something for your organization or your group, et cetera. If you want to check out our products and resources, those are also available at delatorro.com, as well as our books are available on Amazon. So if you go to Amazon or Audible and you type in Delatorro McNeal, our books, our Audible programs will come up there as well. So I'm really, really excited about the opportunity to get a chance to help you all take it to the next level. Please make sure, if you have not done so, one of the things that I love to do, if you are on Instagram, make sure you follow us on Instagram at Delatorro. We do something probably about 3 times a week called the Delatorro Dash. And they're 60-second motivational videos that are so powerful. In literally 60 seconds or less, I share with you some profound content that will just inspire you to push you to the next level. It's in 60 seconds or less. It's a powerful life lesson about life, business, et cetera. And they're transformative, and they're only 60 seconds long. And we do them exclusively on Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, jump over to Instagram and follow us at Delatorro, and you'll see we've done about 160 of these Delatorro dashes over the last year and a half. And so I'm really, really excited about those, and they're powerful little nugget sized content that we do online to just help take people to the next level. So, and I'm excited for every one of you all who have taken the action to register for Speaker Profits. Congratulations. You're going to absolutely love it. I'm proud of you for taking action in the moment. Watch this. Do me a favor, though. Don't just register for it. Put it on your calendar, because we execute what we schedule. Write that down. I want you to register, but now that you've registered, actually go to your calendar app and actually put Speaker Profits Workshop 7 to 9 p.m. November 5th. Boom, lock it in, okay? And then tell other people about it. If you enjoyed this tonight, tell other people where you got fed so they can come and get fed too. They didn't have to necessarily watch us live to be able to benefit. Tell
Yeah.
everybody that you know to jump on that website and register for the free. This is my last free public mentoring experience of 2020. I'm not doing anything else free. That's why when Bishop said that this is a moment in time. This is a serious intersection of destiny here. I highly suggest that you take advantage of this last free mentoring opportunity of 2020 and tell everybody you know to jump on the Speaker Profits workshop. It's going to be so powerful and so transformative for them, because watch this, success is better together. It's one thing for you to get a result, but it's another thing if you have 2 or 3 people around you that are also getting breakthrough and getting results as well.
Powerful. Man, so thank you.
Love you, Bishop. Love you so much, man. I'm excited about what we're going to be doing in the kingdom together, man, and in the business community. It's going to be remarkable.
Yeah, no, indeed. And folks, thank you for coming in and trusting me enough to click onto this. I'm sure you haven't been disappointed. I'm sure you've been encouraged by that. I've registered, of course. I also ordered the platinum book while you're talking.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna be ready. I got it. It's gonna be rushed. It's gonna be rushed to me, man. I might even have. They might drop it by drone tonight, because I mean, I'm playing with Amazon this time, you know.
I'm telling you, absolutely. It's a phenomenal book. You'll love it. Thank you all so much. I had such a great time tonight.
Blessings to you. Thank you, sir. All right, folks. Listen, have a great night. Thank you for being on. Thank you for sharing this moment. I'm sure you were impacted, and I would love for you to put in the comment section, Facebook or Periscope, wherever you are, the aha moment that you got, some information that really transformed your life. I know I've got so many pieces that are just profound. So I've had the privilege of spending 3 days with Mr. Delatorro, and it's like taking a sip of water from a fire hydrant. Profound. All right. Listen, love you all. Have a wonderful day. Remember, Jesus is alive. Register. We'll see you on the 5th in this workshop. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Bye now.